Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you from another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well and hopefully you're having or had a great weekend. Monday today, everything is kicking off and hopefully hear about some brilliant news that's coming to Raidshadowlegends, more hopefully about this dungeon and about its pinpoint. It's very exciting time right now in Raidshadowlegends. And Logi, coming to Baba Grim. I love Logi, I love Marvel. I'm really hyped about this. And God, I hope that 4 is the fusion. We should hear some news about the fusion on probably Thursday, Friday this week. So get ready for this week for the fusion. I will, if it's 4, I'm expecting a classic fusion. So it's going to be a little bit harder. So get ready for it now. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And today's video is not about the fusion or fusion preparation or anything like that. It's going to be about Siege, right? Now, on Saturday, I rebuilt pretty much a whole of my roster, and I built a very large roster across my gear. We got the 3-hour regear, which was from the complimentary from Raid after all the maintenance and stuff like that. So I took the full advantage of that and put it to good use. And we spent about 4 hours regearing the whole of my account. Not so much my main champions because they're ready to go and stuff like that, but we're building a champions who are basically coming for Siege, and mainly for Siege, the 2 towers, the Menace Shrines, right? Where you need to do the 12 fights. And obviously I have a very stacked roster, but I'm trying to look at different teams, speed teams, go second teams, and give myself a large flexibility without moving on my gear, because last time I pretty much moved a lot of gear around. It's okay if you got 800 million, but it does get pretty expensive. I think it was like 2 billion, take gear off and pull it back on. It's like 2 million, and it's very, very expensive. So I do want to touch up on one of the videos that we did last week, which was to do with the bombs, and I want to actually touch up on another champion this week for this. Now, Ram didn't have this available. I didn't have it built on my account, so I wasn't able to show it there and then. But I want to show Gaius. A few people mentioned that Gaius is very, very strong. Now, a lot of people mention Gaius and go second teams, and I don't think he's awful in go second teams. But the whole point of using bombs is to go first, right? And to basically kill them straight away, especially with the meta being Stone Skin. Now, it'll be interesting to see how bombs progress in the next couple of months, like 6-9 months, because of the pinpoint, which is going to give them the stacks, and the new feral set, which is basically a 4-piece immunity as a set, but then it also gives them, as a 9-piece, a 50% chance to not get sheeped. So these are a couple of things that we need to take into consideration. Now, I don't feel like Incept, or Pinpoint would stop bombs landing, but the immunity set could be a factor. So obviously it could probably be stripped. You can use stripped champions before you use a bomb. So I don't think you'll completely use bombs, but I think the way that you use bombs will change. Now, I've used a couple of champions today to make this work. I've tried not to use an arbiter or anything like that, generally because they're going to be using their fights and I don't want to put them apart. So I built 3 bomb teams for my account, and we're going to look at Gaius Deadlift today. So he's not a bad champion. He hits he hits one enemy 2 times. He has a he's guaranteed an extra turn if he kills attack, which is fantastic. He can get back into it, say 2 more. He attacks all enemies. He puts the bombers down for 2 turns and then an AoE sleep, which is very, very useful with an increased speed champion if he's fast enough, and then puts some more to sleep, and then with the bombs. But the problem is with his kit is his bombs are on for 2 turns, so it means if they wake up they can still be cleansed, etc. So you really got to try and to detonate them, and I'm going to show you how we're going to detonate them. We also have this here. We attack one enemy 2 times. If he is killed by his passive, if he's killed, if he attacks one enemy 2 times, he will instantly activate the bombs, which is only on 1 champion. It will ignore killable as well. And then if he dies, obviously if he gets killed, then a lot of people forget about his passive, especially lower down in live arena in Silver 1 and Silver 2, Silver 3, Silver 4 and Gold 1. where this is very, very useful. So you can put them in stone skin 4-piece if you can get it. I haven't built them in stone skin today. I kept it quite simple. But the team that we're building him, I don't really need him in stone skin. He also has a attacker as well. Let's go ahead. Let's go into classic arena. I've done a couple of fights already, testing out some different bits and bobs, and had a bit of fun with this team because I wanted to make sure it was a viable team to use. Now for this team, I'm not mainly looking at platinum push. In future, I will look at these bombs at platinum push to see if we can have a bit of fun compared to some stuff going on within it, bits and bobs and raid, and look at it as a strategy. Now, with sheep being meta basically nearly over, well, it's starting to become to near the end of its time. Bombs could be viable for pushing platinum arena. That's not something I'm certain on at the moment. The only person that is viable is Ashlif, and Ashlif is a fantastic bomb champion, which I will follow up in on a video for probably platinum arena next couple of weeks, once we can get back to my account and push it, and we have some fun that way as well. So there's one thing we'll look at, and that will be quite juicy, and I'm really looking forward to share that with you guys. Now let's go into today's video. I don't want to keep talking too much. I've been already talking long enough. Now we're not going to use Sifi and stuff like that. Like I mentioned, we need to use champions that are different. So I've actually came in with Lady Kimmy, which is Poison, and Rachna. Now Rachna is a champion that people are sleeping on, right? She's not actually an awful champion. Her kit's a little bit backwards, and could be doing tweaking personally, but it's not a bad kit. Now, what does Rakla bring to the table? Well, we're talking for Siege. She's got increased attacks. She's got speed aura in all battles, which is fantastic. Lord has one, but his is in arena. It's 28% in arena. So this brings me a speed lead. So that's fantastic. And she also brings a increase as well. She removes all debuffs from all allies, but it won't really matter. But she brings an increased attack, and that is very, very useful, right? Now with Kimmy actually brings an increased accuracy and increased speed. Now with Rachna also brings a 10% turn meter passive, right? So at the start of each turn, she will fill the target turn meters of all allies by 10%. That's fantastic. That's basically like a Sifi ability there and then. Now, why do I say that hit's a bit backwards? Well, she's got the block buffs here. She's got a cleanse, removes all buffs from here. Now, if the block buffs was on this ability, I can guarantee you she would get like insanely way more playtime. And her revive, I suppose her revive could do with like a block damage, maybe instead of block debuffs. So she can also use this outside of revive, which puts people off like Yugo, which can also, use a revive without reviving anyone, so it can be a bit tricky to revive, like Arbiter as well. So she does bring everything to the table for Siege, and she brings everything available for this. Now, Kimmy, we probably wouldn't need Rachna if Kimmy had a increased attack and a speed aura in all battles, or for Arena for sure, but for Siege this is very, very strong. So, anywhere that I feel like we are faster. Now, my fastest gear is not on it, so I haven't changed all my gear at all. You can still see that my fastest gear is on Sifi, so I haven't tried to big this up or make this any better than it looks. It is, as I say, it is on a tin. And do I want to move the gear around? Will I be using it for pushing plat or anything like that? No. But this would be a fantastic team for farming gold 5 if you're looking for something a bit different, something a bit faster. And overall, so you can see we've got two sets of bomb champions here. We've got Lord in both because he's a trick to this, so we will probably need Verkov as the most important one because he is the one that's going to blow up the detonation. So I'm going to try and be faster here, but it's going to be hard because of Arbiter. This is not generally the style of team to be used. My Kimmy is only 343. She's actually just in a Hydra build, if I'm completely honest. Now this team is speed tuned, and it generally does quite do the job. So you can see here everything's just gone completely on, and then Nishak is going to be the star of the show for today. Like he is definitely the best bomb champion right now. I think the only person that could be probably better than him is actually the mythical, which I don't have a chance, but he would fit really nicely in this team. Now, obviously, there's counters to this team. It's not going to be the team to always go your way, but as you can see, 38 seconds, lots of talking, not too shabby, right? And it generally does what we say on the tin. Now, the only reason we can't take this one is actually because of the ability here from Armads. Now, I could throw Armads in and still make this work, but that is not our today's targets video. Today's video is blowing up Go Second teams like this, which was probably meta like a very long time ago. Now, there's probably high resistance here. That's why we're coming in with increased accuracy to see that if we can blow this up. Now, we do have immunity there on Duchess. In all fairness, you don't really see immunity from Duchess, so that's not generally ideal for us. But we can go ahead and kind of show you the rest of the team. And he gets sheeped. Brilliant. So we get a little bit unlucky here. Doesn't get to show, doesn't get to see what it is. I don't know why there's immunity in Duchess, but you know, hey ho. Swift parry can be a problem as well. We got a little bit lucky there. I don't know who's using immunity Duchess, but it's one of their ones. We got another team down here, very similar. Mephala could be a issue, as we just saw with increased accuracy. I think it's actually the blessing that's also causes some issues. So you're going to need more accuracy to land that. Let's have a look at for a different team. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this to be like the team that you need, but generally we're looking for Go Second teams or teams that we can cut in and kind of put them to good use, right? Now, they're faster, that's perfectly fine. They're not speed tuned. So as long as we go before Duchy, we are fine. Now, Duchy, obviously, she goes in between you and puts up block buffs, you're screwed. But saying that, we did also have block buffs up from Kimmy as well, so that's also very useful. I'm not going to try and build accuracy on Kimmy because she doesn't really need it. I focus on speed, I'll show you the gear. And you can see, like so, it's worked very well. And don't even need the bombs on that one. 33 seconds. Now, if all your fights are 33 seconds in the arena, you're going to have a much better time. I could tap this 4 guy, but to be honest, he's level 67. Not really a showcase, if I'm honest. Monkey can be a bit of an issue. That's one thing to take into consideration. There's 2 turn meter boosts there, so you're not going to cut in on that. So there's no point trying to cut in. Now, we do have like a resistance aura. So as long as we have enough accuracy to land this, you can see here as well, like there is a free magic champion. So this actually allows us to use this setup, but we're going to replace him with Gaius, and we'll try this. Now we have a bigger speed aura now because it's obviously arena and it's quite nifty. Now there is a big shield. Bombers, you do need to be careful with shields. That's one thing to try take into consideration. And we're going to come in like so. Now I think there might be one resistance there that basically made us resist. Now again, you can see here that Lord, because he's crit on everyone and everyone's good affinity to him, that he's actually put all the bombs on cooldown. He needs 100% critical rate to do this. He has to crit, and obviously with a weak affinity, he might not crit. We'll still land the bombs, but it'll be for 2 turns instead of 1. Now we should kill everyone. Maybe Duchess will survive because of the shield. We're going to go ahead and just let this go through. Duchess goes down. Again, not another fantastic team. We can use A2 to kind of kill someone there, which is pretty nice from Gaius. But again, you can also see this being a fantastic team in 3 versus 3 arena as well. And it's fairly easy to build because all you're looking for is the speed, the accuracy, and that's about it, right? You look under attack as well on bomb champions. And as long as you've got the mechanics to make it work, you should generally be quite fine. You got another person here. We got a seeker down here, so we should be faster in this one. We can see that 2 of them are force, 1 and 2 are magics, all right? So that means we're going to come back in with Mr. Mr. Rat Loden for where his name is. And obviously you can make this team much better. You can bring in maybe a warlord to make it a little bit safer. It's the second Duchess today we've seen in immunity for some reason. Actually might be the new sheep set, maybe, potentially. But obviously Kimmy has removed it all off, which is perfectly fine. That's also one way as well. Kimmy can actually offer that if you can build some accuracy into her. So maybe you build Ragnar as the fastest and then Kimmy as the second. Now you can see there, everyone's pretty much dead. Duchess is squishy anyway, like hell. And she is done and dusted. You can see it's go second teams. Obviously Tormund is a problem. We can potentially try and do this. Now Sifi is a dangerous one because she could be extremely fast. Mine is extremely fast, even without a speed aura, as you just saw earlier. So that's one thing you kind of got to take into consideration. So the 3 bomb champions are fantastic. I don't actually have a warm-up, I don't think. I can check in a minute. So you can see here, Sifi is faster. You can try and remove it, but basically, because Sifi is faster, it's a counter to us. Now, if I went in with like my Arbiter and Sifi, this is an easy win because again, these are speed tuned with my Arbiter and Sifi because they are faster and it just makes sense to have them ready to go. We got a load of one-man teams which I kind of want to take on as a easy life, but that is not the way to go. Okay, so there's a lot of sheep in here, right? Potentially we could get sheep here. We have Affinity to worry about, so this is actually a bad one for Gaius. But again, we can kind of just shake this up with Lord. We can use him as aura. This is a good team. And I suppose, you know, it is a Gaius showcase, but we can kind of look at this as well. We win this as long as we don't get sheep. We're up on a ton of debuffs out here. We generally probably need to land 2 bombs on everyone to potentially kill them. And that is probably the way to go. So you got 2 there. Now you can see that Lord didn't actually crit on in Harmony. I think it's due to the passive because he's demon spawn. But he still would land the bombs, right? He landed the bombs for 2 turns. Now, unfortunately, we've been sheeped, which I kind of knew was going to happen. So in Harmony probably will wreck us in a second. If we can do something about it, UDK is probably going to go down. And like so. She might actually break the sheep here for us. No, she didn't actually break the sheep. So we should have this now because obviously she's going to die. I suppose it's, you get to see Raklam's revive in there if things do go wrong, which is a bit of a safety blanket. And then he's just going to clean up here and take her out. I think it's a fantastic team. 1 minute to fight against a really annoying team. UDK is so frustrating, but bombs, well, bombs to say goodnight to UDK without a problem there. So hopefully you guys can kind of see where I'm coming from with the bombs. Is it a very viable strategy? Yes. I mean, my gear is pretty damn good, but the gear on this is not as special at all. So this is my Kimmy build basically for Hydra for a normal Trunda team, which is full auto. I'll put the video down in the link so you guys can go check that out as well. Very nice team, no reset, 3 billion damage. This is that same gear, right? Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to make it a bit better, you can make Ragnar faster, speed tune into Kimmy, and then Kimmy can then have more accuracy to be more consistent against immunity, which you saw twice come up, and against the new Ferald set overall. So she's actually that built that way very well for Arena. She's speed tuned for that, so there isn't nothing really to worry about. These are not great masteries for this. And again, Rackler's built for what's it called? The Doomtower boss. No, not Doomtower, the Curse City boss. That's why she's got accuracy here to land the brimstone, because I'm just too lazy. I will change this up though. The build is more suitable to Arena. But we've got speed here of 330. And that's about it. I've got some HP and some defense for survivability. I will change her blessing to be speed aura. But no, I'm in no rush to do it. So I will change it to be this to make our speed or better and theirs worse. And then for masteries, I'll probably come in with like timing intervention, but very similar to a arbiter type of mastery. So if you're looking for masteries, I would recommend to go towards arbiter, which would be something like this. All right, timely intervention, maybe not lasting gifts. These are very old masteries. As you can see, I've been playing this game for 5 years and never reset masteries. So there's definitely a few better ones like Cycle of Magic is good, etc., etc. I suppose Sifi is probably a better one to show you. Because here lasting gifts would be good. Well, I suppose lasting gifts on Ragnar would be good for the shields. Right, like show you Gaius then. Now Gaius, for me honestly, for the offensively, I don't feel like there is much you can really do except from attack and cycle of violence. Mainly the accuracy. Here you want the Law of Steel. I do have a bit of Eagle Eye for the A1, which is pretty nice. So for bombs, I would probably recommend something like Soul Reap, which is pretty strong. What else could you try? Yeah, Soul Reap would probably be the way to go for me for Gaius, and or Lightning Cage if you've got Stone Skin. That's probably about it. I don't know. There's probably one more I was thinking of earlier, which I forgot about, or Sheep to be honest as well. Sheep, just because it's got out the accuracy, you can put plenty of sheep in here to really help yourself out. You can be using live arena as well if you do it correctly. You can go watch the video I posted the other day from Ram's account. My gear is much better than Ram's. It's not even close. You can see here. Now, Lord, I'm not like super happy about. You can see me use sometimes if you watch my live arena videos that I beat people in gold 4 with my Lord in this build. And to be honest, I'm not happy with his build. There's a lot missing here. There's a lot of oil missing. At my level, things should be fully oiled. So I should be pumping towards his attack towards 7k. I'm obviously missing a level 2 blessing, which gives me another 750 attack, which would be huge because that takes me towards that 7,000 mark. We do have the 500 accuracy. It's a bit hard to build because of the critical rate and because of the high speed. So bearing in mind there's no blessing, there's barely any oil. I think this is a very, very strong build. And I'm not worried about Stone Skin because he's just meant to go fast as possible. Now, with my Ragnar, he doesn't need to be this fast, right? But he's speed tuned with my Arbiter and Sifi for live arena. And Gaius is as well, to be fair as well. And then my rat. How is my rat build? Because you guys really say, there was one guy saying that like carried me in the arena. I don't even think I've got him out of the vault because he normally lives in the vault. Now I do kind of want to change his masteries a little bit and make him a little bit better. And I'm thinking about doing another video with him in the next couple of weeks for a different style of build that you guys will see. To be honest, I like Soul Reap on him. But because he also puts poisons, you can also go lethal dose, right? As like a second option to do more damage. You could test it which one you prefer. Again, Lightning Cage if you've got me Stone Skin. If you haven't got Stone Skin, for me, Soul Reap. I just like Soul Reap as a backup for bombs for extra damage because there's nothing that increases the damage from that point of view as far as I'm aware of. And I think that's about it. I think I've shown everyone there. Oh, I didn't show you Vukov's gear quickly and stats. So he's in double refresh on my account, and again missing a lot of oil. As you can see, he will be around about 7,500 attack, good speed. I'll probably get him. I've seen on my account I can get him 600 accuracy. I like 330 speed, but I want him to be the slowest out of all the bombs because he has the instant turn and the extra turn to detonate all the team, and that's just for me it's better. I can land 2 bombs and just do the instant detonate in live arena to stop myself getting polymorphed as well, especially if there's playing a polymorph there. There's just so much you can possibly do with this style of team. Is it going to be the first team I always pick in live arena? No. Is it going to be the first team I always pick in siege? No. But I can see a lot of use of having this added to my arsenal and having this available to my strategy. This again, I do try and have like 4 or 5 strategies for my account for live arena, and this just allows me to shake it up. And you know the best time to use bombs is when you purposely get rematched against someone, and you've used like a Ghost second team, then they know what you're going to use. Like my Sigford, for example, my Narcissus. And if I know they don't have a lot of sheep or they are slow and stone skin and stuff, this allows me to bring in my bombs on the rematch. And that is extremely powerful, especially if I lose the first one, to try and shake it up. Again, if I go up against a massive Kraken I don't have a chance to really beat, and I know he's got like a ton of stone skin and stuff, but me not having horsey, bombs again are a viable strategy. So hopefully you kind of understand what I'm thinking to do for my account, why I'm recommending this, because I want to make sure that the content I am giving you guys is viable strategies and a whole new one. Now again, this guy is a guaranteed champion at Christmas. He was a formal fusion, so there is plenty of you guys that actually do have him. I also think there was an event for his blessing, maybe, I can't remember that one. But I got mine from a shard. So yeah, there we are. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grimreaper. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.